know, I was gonna get all dressed up and fancy for this topic, but I feel like when people are wondering when it's time to quit their 9 to 5, they might want to come to a friend. So I'm just gonna be cozy, just gonna wear a sweater, we're just gonna hang out, I'll give you some advice, it'll be great, or it might not, but it will be. Let's do this. What's up everyone, it's Modern Millie. Welcome back to my channel where I post videos every Wednesday teaching you the latest strategies and trends on social media to help bloggers, influencers, and content creators grow their brands. So give a little love tap on that subscribe button to stay up to date on all the latest tips and tricks that I have for you. First, let's get into this video's shout outs. I wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for all of you. So if you want to shout out on one of my future videos, make sure to screenshot yourself watching this and tag me on Instagram stories, or leave a comment below and subscribe to my channel. As always, timestamps will be in the comments down below because I know how valuable your time is and you already know why you're here. So let's get into it. Last year, October 4th, 2019, was the day that I left my corporate job to pursue my online business. I was at this job for almost 5 years, and I remember the last 2 years of my career there, I was waiting for the day to quit. For 2 years, I was literally praying and asking for a sign. I would literally every day, please give me a sign. I need a sign. What's my sign? I don't want to be here. For 2 years, I asked everyone online who had quit their jobs this one question, hoping for the magical answer, which is probably why you're watching this video right now. When do you know it's time to leave your 9 to 5 full-time job? Let me start off by saying, I am not saying that working a 9 to 5 is a bad thing, nor that I'm saying you can't do both. You can't balance a 9 to 5 and own your own business, because you absolutely can. This video is just for those who feel like having a 9 to 5 isn't for you, it's not your thing, or you know that you want to own your own business, but you feel stuck or unhappy in the 9 to 5 space and you want to get out. Now, we all want the easy answer. Now, do it now. That's what you're secretly hoping I will tell you in this video, right? Isn't that now's the time? You're wanting me to say that because you already want to leave. You already want to leave and you want somebody to validate that and tell you, okay, it's time, do it. Free yourself, be free. And I know I was there. Anytime I asked that question, somewhere inside of me, I was literally only asking it because I wanted the person I was asking to tell me, now's your time. Here's your sign. Here's the sign you've been waiting for. Now, self-employed, I feel like I'm finally ready to share the major points that helped me decide it was finally time to leave my corporate job, which I can go further into that story if you guys want a whole video on that. But let's start with the obvious answer here. Let's talk about money. For me, I knew I didn't want to struggle financially when I made the switch. So this was an important factor for me. The month I was able to match my corporate income from my blogger income was the month that I knew, okay, it's time to put in my notice. And while it wasn't a 100% match, it was a 85% match, but that was enough for me to say, okay, if I got rid of these 40 hours a week on corporate and focused those 40 hours a week on my business, this will be a 100% match. On top of that, I also had a good savings that I was saving up for 2 years that I'd be able to dip into as a backup. Now you want to ask yourself, when it comes to money, when will be the wisest time to say adios to that full-time gig? Do you want 3 months of income saved up or 3 months of rent saved up? Will you need to match that income in order for you to leave? What's a realistic amount that you could live off of monthly without taking food off the table? These answers are going to be different for everyone. So how much is financial comfort important to you for this transition? With a solid financial plan written down, you will already be that much closer into putting in your 2 weeks. So what I want you to do is write down on a piece of paper how much you make a month from your 9 to 5 or your corporate job. Then I want you on the other side to write down how much your business will need to make for you to put in your 2 weeks at your corporate job. Once you're done writing those things down, we'll get back to that piece of paper in a second. So this is actually a perfect transition to the next thing I want to talk about, and that's clarity. Clarity on how to use your passion. It's one thing to quit your job to pursue a passion, and it's another thing to quit your job to pursue a clear plan. Everyone wants to make a living doing what they love, but how are you actually going to do that? What does that look like for you? How can you actually make a consistent income from that thing? So many people take that leap of faith way too soon. They quit because they want to pursue acting, and then when they finish their last shift, they realize, oh shoot, I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no clue what the next step is. I have no idea when I'm getting that next paycheck. That's not a good thing. That's not very smart. What I want you to do is imagine it's your first day self-employed. Imagine you quit, it's your first day self-employed. What do you do? How are you making money in that income? How do you expect to make a paycheck 2 weeks from now? Once I had a clear direction and made a plan, I felt confident enough to leave my corporate job. So let's go back to that piece of paper. It has like your monthly income from your corporate job and how much you'd want to make from your business. So under the number that you'd want to make for your business, I want you to take it a step further and write down how you'll be able to reach that goal. How are you going to make that money? Is it taking on 2 coaching clients and a part-time job? Is it selling X number amount of products? Is it doubling your drive time for Postmates and doubling your YouTube videos so you can increase your AdSense? How are you going to make that a consistent income? If you're actually serious about leaving your 9-to-5, then you'll take the time to write down those goals and figure out your how so that you have something tangible to work towards. Facts. All right, so I wanna know down in the comments below, what's stopping you right now from leaving your corporate job? Is it money? Is it fear of change? Or are you just simply comfortable with the routine that you have right now? I wanna know what is the main thing that's stopping you from leaving your 9-to-5. Next, let's get into timing. It's not just about knowing when it's the right time, because your brain will literally look for any and every escape route and say, oh, that's the time, that's the time. It's also about feeling out the right time. It's the combination of knowing and feeling. That doesn't make any sense, but I'll explain. I'll try to give an example to help you understand. For my story, the company I recently worked for was recently acquired, so the structure around the office started changing. Around this time, my personal business started to generate a consistent income, and there were a few other opportunities that were offered to me. So it was really a timing thing. On the outside, it looks like this obvious answer of like, well, duh, you started getting more opportunities, the money was there, blah, blah, blah. But there was a noticeable shift in my gut that took place. So there was a difference between me wondering, should I leave my corporate job? And maybe I should leave. And then getting that gut reaction of like, that's not the right choice. And then a difference between that and wondering the same thing of should I leave my corporate job, and my gut felt at peace of like, yeah, I think it's time. It's probably time. So there was a noticeable shift that took place in my gut and my surroundings. I'm gonna bring my mom into this, but something that my mom always goes back to is which decision will bring you the most peace, will bring you, your spirit, your soul, your gut, your being, your mind, your everything. Which decision will bring you the most peace? And while you might not be the happiest at your corporate job, having that steady income and that steady paycheck might be a more peaceful option than stressing about every single day, oh my gosh, how am I gonna make the money? So sit with yourself and ask yourself which one physically brings me the most peace. Now, when in doubt, I think it's important to ask for help. Talk to the people close to you or somebody that you trust, whether it's a parent, significant other, friend, advisor. At the time that I left my job, we actually had an in-office chaplain and advisor. So I remember scheduling a meeting with him and feeling torn because I loved the people at my job, but I also really wanted to pursue my dreams. And I was, like I said, the office had recently been acquired, so there was a lot of changes that were happening, not just with the business, but also changes in my life. John and I, we had moved to LA. I knew he was planning on proposing soon. Did he propose? He did propose, actually. John and I just got engaged, so we started planning a wedding. I was growing my business a little bit, so there was a lot of things that were like in the middle, very pivotal moments where it's like on this teeter-totter, and it's like, okay, either way, it could really, it's the tipping point. What was that? I don't know. If you needed a visual, there it was. That's the best I got. So there was a lot of things that were kind of in transitions, and my counselor, or the counselor from work, he told me, you are young, there's a lot of changes happening in your life, and if you're going to make the choice to quit your job and take the leap, now would be the best time to do it. Because John and I, we want to get married, we want to have kids, we want to do all these things, and we hadn't done all those things, so we had less to lose, if that makes sense. So like, it's not like I had 3 kids to support and mortgage to pay off, you know, I didn't have those things. So my counselor was like, hey, you don't have these things that you want yet, and that's okay. So maybe now would be the best time to make that leap, go for it, and if all else fails, you have a job to come back to. Like, we all support you. So that was really helpful for me with making my decision. I'm not saying that if you do have kids and you do have a mortgage to pay, that you can't make that leap. I'm not saying that, but this is just part of my story. And I'm not saying that at all. But I knew that like with the counsel and support of him, my husband, and my family, I was more at peace and I knew it was time. I understand not everybody has the support they want to when it comes to this topic of like leaving. Maybe your parents don't understand your dreams, or your friends are like 100% corporate believers and they're like, no, you have to work for corporate. So in this case, I'd suggest finding a community of people who are doing what you want to do and seek for advice there. There are so many Facebook groups out there for entrepreneurs that are truly amazing, and the people in them are really active. So you could post your story and you'd get so much feedback and advice from people who are in the same boat as you. There is absolutely no shame in finding online friends who are supporters and believers and understand the battle that's going on in your head. If you don't have the support, find the support system. The last thing that I want to say is growing your business and pursuing your dreams and turning your dreams into this full-time thing. This is a slow process. There's no overnight success. We all know that. It's a process, and it's worth the wait. And quitting won't speed up that process. It just won't speed up that process. I know there are a few stories that you'll hear where somebody's like, well, I lost my job and I had to go for it or else I wouldn't make money. But your story is going to be different than everyone else's. Your story is going to be completely different than mine, and that's okay. It's a slow process, and quitting won't speed it up. I guess with that being said, if you are somebody who's hoping to leave your 9-to-5 and you want to quit your job, you will have your time. You absolutely will. If that's something that you desire and that's something you want to get out of, you will have your time. It'll come, and it might not come in the way that you're hoping for or as soon as you'd like it to, but when it does come, it'll be worth it. So I just want to encourage you to hang in there, listen to your gut. If your gut's telling you like, hey, this is a toxic environment, you need to quit, because I've had that experience where like I had a job that was not this corporate job, it was a different story, but I had a job that was very toxic and it paid well, but it was stressing the heck out of me and taking a toll on me physically, mentally, emotionally. If it's toxic for you, talk to somebody in your life and maybe it's time for you to go, but whatever, your time will come, everything will work out. Listen to your gut, ask for advice. Sorry, I didn't just say quit, go for it. Have some sort of strategy and something planned for when you do put in your 2 weeks and make that bold statement. So that is it, that's all. If there was anything that I said in this video that impacted you or stood out to you, make sure to give this video a nice thumbs up. And if you've made it this far and you're not already subscribed, don't forget, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notification so that you're notified when I post my videos, and we can hang out. It's a good time. It's a fun time here, most of the time. All the time, what am I saying? It's all the time. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Follow your joy, bye.